Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're doing something that I haven't done in a while, and that's talk to a static background. How exciting. I frequently like to offer dissenting, kind of against the grain opinions about things. You know, it's ironic when the whole Magic the Gathering community is at odds and everyone disagrees with one another. I don't really feel any reason to add anything to that because, people feel the way they feel, and there's no point in debating. I don't care that much. But the irony is that when the Magic the Gathering community seems to agree on something, then I just feel the compulsion to disagree and make a video about it. So today, we're going to talk about Battlebond, right? The Magic the Gathering community seems pretty much in agreement that the set is going to fail. It seems pretty bad. If you're not familiar with the set, it's a two-headed giant limited set. If you're not familiar with Two-Headed Giant, it's a 2v2 format. You and a partner play against two other players. So it's kind of cool, but it's a very limited market, right? You have to pair up. You have to have a friend to bring to Friday Night Magic. And that causes all kinds of problems, right? Some people don't have a friend to bring. Some people are afraid to go by themselves because they don't want to be the odd man out and not be able to play. That's an actual risk. If a bunch of people come in as singles and say, hey, I'll pair up with someone there. I mean, what if you can't, So there's just a lot of logistical issues with it. You also need twice as many people there to get an event to fire. You need 16 people instead of 8. So yeah, it's really, really bad. And so most of the Magic the Gathering community seems pretty much in agreement that this set is not going to work, right? It's not going to happen. Events aren't going to fire, the set's not going to sell, everything's bad about it, and it seems like a really odd time to release a set like this just because we're at an all-time low in terms of, players playing the game, so why do it now? Plus, everything's been going right. Dominaria is really good. Ravnica's coming. Challenger decks, really good. Everything's been going really good, so why this? Why now? Why a product that seems completely idiotic? Why do that now? So anyway, my dissenting opinion, I disagree, except, no, I don't. I don't actually disagree. I agree that this set is going to fail. No, I agree with that. The set looks bad. I'm in 100% agreement with the Magic the Gathering community. There's no way F&Ms are gonna fire. I can't imagine many people are going to buy the set. It seems really, really bad. But the reason I wanted to make this video, the reason I want to kind of offer some insight that's going against the grain, is that I think people are missing the point of the set. You see, everything that Wizards of the Coast has been doing recently has been to try to reel players back into the game, right? Dominaria, why was that made? To get old players back in. We've got Ravnica coming to get, older but somewhat newer players into the game. The kind of mid-range. When did Ravnica come out? 2006? 2006, I think it was, yes. Yeah, it's just trying to reel people back into the game. Everything's about getting people into the game, getting people back into the stores. And I know there are a certain set of Magic the Gathering content creators who like to whine and complain and think everything's bad, but Wizards of the Coast has been doing a pretty good job of this. Challenger decks, cheap entry point to standard. Dominaria, bringing the nostalgia for older players. Ravnica's probably not going to suck, hopefully. It's just everything seems to be going in line with drawing people back into the game. So, Battlebond. I think the purpose of this, in my opinion, is to do just that. People who are going to Friday Night Magic are going to want to play Battlebond, but they're going to need to bring a friend, right? They need a partner. It's a two-headed giant format. They need a partner. So what are they going to do? They're going to bring a friend. They're going to bring someone who hasn't played in a while. And Two-Headed Giant is perfect for reintroducing old players because you're playing together. So let's say, for example, if I've been going to F&M and I have a friend that hasn't played in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and maybe they don't even maybe they're really casual and they don't even go to F&M because they're intimidated by that because, they've never been there. Well, hey, come with me, bring $5 or bring $15 or bring $30 depending on, the entry fee, $15 for draft, 30 or so for sealed, whatever. But, bring some money, we'll play together, we'll draft, and then, I can walk us through the turns. I can go up to the counter, we can go up together and we can sign up together. I can kind of lead the way there. I can handhold the other person and walk them through the process, right? So I'm kind of unintentionally introducing someone to F&M, or I'm unintentionally reintroducing someone to the game. If someone hasn't played in 10 years and they're a little bit sketchy on the rules, it's been a while, they're rusty, there have been a lot of rule changes, it's fine, because I'm here to kind of lead the way. I can walk us through our turns, all of that. So it's a way to get old players back into the game by kind of forcing current players to bring a friend. Now, obviously, I know, let me re-emphasize this. I do think the set's going to fail. I don't think many people are going to play it. I do think that F&Ms aren't going to fire. I do think the set is going to sell poorly. But everything in Magic right now seems to be geared towards reeling people back in, and I do think this will be successful at that specifically. I do think that old players will be dragged back into the store by their friends who want them to play so they can play Two-Headed Giant Battlebond. I do think that will happen. I don't think it'll be huge, but if, let's say, completely making up percentages here, but if like 60 to 70% of players are just like, nah, Two-Headed Giant, don't have a partner, don't like it, don't like the format, don't want to. But then, 15 to 20% of the remaining players do want to play it but don't have a partner, so they drag an old friend back in. Battlebond itself will fail, but then Ravnica in the future may do well because you're dragging people back into the game. It's all about increasing the size of the player base. And I think that is the intent, and I think in that regard, it might be somewhat successful. And look at the time. It's perfectly timed. I know the more negative, pessimistic YouTubers are like, Wizards are a bunch of idiots and they don't know what they're doing and yada 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 and all that. But this is perfectly and brilliantly timed. These older players are going to be pulled into the stores, and it's like, hey, guess what? The newest set is in Dominaria. Isn't that cool? Dominaria, you played in Dominaria. Pretty cool, right? Oh, and guess what's coming out in the fall? Ravnica, the most popular plane in Magic. Isn't that cool? And it's like, holy crap, Dominaria's here, Ravnica's coming. But oh man, I don't have money, Magic's too expensive for me now. I'm an adult, I have bills and a child and stuff. And like, oh, well, guess what? There's these things called challenger decks. $30, you can play it right out of the box. It's not perfect, it's not optimized, but it's good enough. $30, come down every week, pay $5, play with a challenger deck, it'll be fine. Isn't that perfect? Right, guys? It's the perfect time. Just drag people into the store and, hey, look, nostalgia everywhere. Cheap entry point. Here you go. You're ready to go. It's all here. Let's do it. I think that is the point, guys. I think that is what people are missing. Without question, this is a very bad format. There aren't enough players for it. The set will probably do poorly. The events will have a hard time firing. I agree with everything. But what you have to look at this as is an opportunity to convert players. Like if you're a local gaming store owner, there's a good chance that you might see a lot of new faces. There's a good chance you might see a lot of old faces that haven't been around for a very long time. Now's your chance to say, hey man, $30, buy a challenger deck, come play F&M, hey, Ravnica, coming this fall, stick around, come in and draft every once in a while. We'll be playing Ravnica in a few months. And, hey, Dominaria, remember Dominaria? Go buy some boosters, man. Dominaria, it's got all kinds of really cool old stuff in it. It's like, now's the time. Like, it does feel like it's going to fail, but it might succeed in getting players into the stores so that local gaming store owners can kind of make their pitch. And that's going to be important for local gaming stores, is when you see those new faces, just, let them know. Hey, challenger decks, $30. Buy one and start coming in on Fridays, man. if local gaming stores can be successful in converting a few players, then that will be much better for the long-term success of the game than whether or not you can get, 3 or 4 weeks of Battlebond FNMs to fire. And that's the goal, I think. That's the goal for Wizards of the Coast. I think that's the intent. It's not some poorly timed, horrible set. I actually think it's a perfectly timed, horrible set. It's a perfectly timed, horrible set. Yes, that's what it is. But for local gaming stores, I think your goal has to be convert the people that come in, convert the people that get dragged in as a partner for someone who's in there regularly. Your regulars are going to come in. There's a good chance they're going to bring a partner. Maybe it's just someone else who's there every week. But if they do bring in someone who's never been there before, just, be sure to let them know that for $30, they can buy a deck and play every single week. And if local gaming store owners can be successful at that, then, ultimately in the long run, it will be a very successful set, even if the numbers won't look good because, again, the set's probably not going to sell very well. But even if the set fails financially, if it converts players and it brings people back, then that will be a good thing for the game. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about it, guys. It's a bad set. It's probably going to fail, but I don't think it's as bad as people think. Not because the set's going to be successful in terms of sales, but because it's going to be potentially successful at dragging old players back into those stores and playing Magic again. So anyway, that's all I have to say about it. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Feel free to tell me I'm a big giant idiot. That's fine. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.